Hello, folks. Good afternoon, good evening. We are going live today to Texas. I hope you can all hear me. I hope you, if you're just joining us, please do like the live video. If you're watching this afterwards, please do click the like button and give us a comment. If you're just joining us, welcome. We are going to be doing live coverage now, where we're going to Texas in just a moment. Where we'll be showing this land that they're going to be building the Trump Detention Center for the illegal migrants. We're going to be having a speech here from Texas, and there's going to be questions and answers about this just by the wall, the border wall. So this is what we're going to be showing over the next 30 minutes or so. Welcome everyone, good to see you. Texas offers Trump land for migrant deportation facilities. Hello Mud. Hello Laura Kay. Hello Wyodino. Hello Daryl. Welcome everyone, good to see you. So this is what we're going to be going across to the live link in just a second. Where we'll be going to this place live. There's going to be some speeches and they're going to be answering questions about this deportation facility and the detention center that they hope to be building just here by the wall, and they're just kind of constructing the wall at the same time. Texas authorities say they are prepared to offer President-elect Donald Trump 1,400 acres of land along the US-Mexico border to build detention facilities for undocumented migrants. In a letter, the Texas General Land Office said the plot could be used to build facilities for, quote, processing, detention, and coordination of the largest deportation of violent criminals in the nation's history. Trump has repeatedly pledged to deport millions of undocumented migrants and mobilize the National Guard to help carry this out. His plan, however, is likely to face enormous financial and logistics hurdles, as well as immediate legal challenges from rights groups. So I wonder how that will play out, yeah. The letter published online and sent to Trump at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida notes that the owner of the recently purchased land had refused to allow a border wall to be built there and actively blocked law enforcement from accessing it. Now it's essentially farmland, so it's flat, it's easy to build on. We can easily put a detention center on there, Texas Land Commissioner Dawn Buckingham said in an interview with Fox News, which first reported the offer. The state government in Texas, which launched its own unilateral border security operation after Trump left office, has been broadly supportive of Trump's promises to strengthen the US-Mexico border. Buckingham said she was 100% on board with the Trump administration's pledge to get these, quote, criminals out of our country. So this is what we've got. Trump's border czar to visit Texas-Mexico border on Tuesday, and we will be going. This is Tom Homan, tapped as President-elect Trump's border czar. So this is the live event we'll be going to in just a couple of minutes. Tom Homan, Trump's new border leader, meets with Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Incoming border czar Tom Homan will visit Texas on Tuesday. He's expected to tour the southern border with Governor Greg Abbott. A Texas land official is providing 1,400 acres for deportation facilities. So, yeah, I might come back to that afterwards. Going to go across live. I don't know if we're going to see this guy, Tom Homan, which has been dubbed the border czar, but we will go across to the live link now, where we're going to the Texas border that this is speaking about, and we should just in a few minutes have the speech and the questions and answers from the media. Welcome everyone, good to see you with us. Yeah, Texaco. You can see how I mixed up Texas and Mexico there, and I said Texaco, right? That easily done. But yeah, thank you everyone. Please like the live video if you can. It really helps us to get the video out there. Click like on the live video. Oh, and by the way, in the top left you can see there's a Israel ceasefire protest because apparently they may reach a ceasefire with Lebanon by tomorrow morning if it actually happens. Is that where the word Texaco came from? Is that a combination of Texas and Mexico? Is that where the name actually came from? Hello, Justine DeVoe. Well, there you go then. That's why I mixed it up. There they are building. But yeah, please do like the video if you can and share it so we can... These are our new broadcasts where we're showing live events across the world with some significance. So we go live every now and then. Please do click the subscribe button on the channel and all notifications so you know when we do go live. The sound of the diggers in the background. So what are your guys' thoughts about this in the live chat? Anyone here from Texas? What are your thoughts here in the live chat in terms of this, what we're seeing here? What do you have any concerns about this? Do you think this is a good thing? Do you think this is a bad thing? Any particular concerns about this? I mean, that said there in that article that this is, quote, according to... In a letter, the Texas General Land Office said the plot could be used to build facilities for, quote, processing, detention and coordination of the largest deportation of violent criminals in the nation's history. His Everlasting Kingdom in the live chat said very bad, man. Why do you think this is bad? Like, I'll share your thoughts. Why do you think? Thought Frankly says red and blue are both sides of the same coin. The dude WTH says, quote, enemies of the state. So some mixed opinion. I'm going to do a live poll while this is going on, and so you can vote in the poll and let us know what you think anonymously. I will start a poll in just a second. Looks like there's a few people gathering here. It should start very shortly. Okay, I'm going to start the poll. Oh no, let me do the poll again. Sorry. Sorry, I need to ask it more clearer. I put the question in wrong. Trump. mass deportation are a good or bad event for America. Okay, I'll just do that. Good or bad? Not sure. Just concerned. Okay, there's the poll. You can vote in the live poll now. Should come up on your live chat. Trump detention centers and mass deportations are a good or bad event for America. Good, bad, not sure, just concerned. Please give your vote in the live chat if you see the poll. It'd really help us to gauge the general
Thank
gist.
you all so much for coming. We are going to kick off the press conference here shortly. Afterwards, there will be an opportunity for one-on-one questions with the commissioner and any of the elected officials who are willing to answer any questions. Afterwards, if you all want to hang around, we'll come and get you all one by one over to my left. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to recognize the elected officials who have joined us today. We have, if you want to stand wave, we have Congressman Chip Roy. We have State Rep Angelia Orr. We have State Rep Carrie Isaac. We have State Rep Nat Schlotzling. We have State Rep Mark D'Orazio. There you are. We have Chairman Ryan Guillen. Good to see you, sir. We have Senate-elect Adam Hinojosa. We have House Rep-elects Hillary Hicklin. We have Don McLaughlin. We have Pat Curie. We have Katrina Pearson. We have Shelley Luther. We have Rep. West Friedel. We have Mark LaHood. And we have Rep. A.J. Louderback. Denise Villalobos. Mike Olcott. Andy Hopper. And with us today, we have Zapata County Sheriff Raimundo. We have Starr County Major Carlos Delgado. And we have Starr County Chief Larry Fuentes. Thank you.
Good morning. Hello, everybody. I am Dr. Dawn Buckingham, your Texas Land Commissioner. And it is a joy and a pleasure to be with you on this exciting and auspicious day. Before we begin, I'd like us to take a moment of silence for the children that we have lost to the brutality of those who have come across the border. Please join me. Thank you. As a mom, surgeon, and the first female land commissioner, I am dedicated to the prosperity and safety of our communities every day. I steward 13 million acres, fund education, and care for our coast and our veterans. I believe we should serve those we're supposed to serve and do it well. I love every square inch of Texas and will defend it with the full strength of my office. It wasn't long ago that we made Texas bigger for the first time in a couple hundred years by declaring islands in the Rio Grande as Texas. That's right. Through Operation Flat Top, the Texas Military Department, DPS, cleared the islands, removing caches of drugs, weapons, and untold numbers of trafficked individuals. The success of this operation is unquestioned. Today signifies the General Land Office's continued efforts to assist our state partners to gain complete operational control of our border. Behind me stands the first section of the state wall to be constructed on this property. It is my promise to all Texans that as Land Commissioner, I will do everything in my power to stop the pain and suffering that has been happening on this property. The previous owner would not allow law enforcement on this ranch. She would not allow the wall to be built on this ranch. It stayed at the height of all of the violence, the top property for trafficking, for people coming across, for drugs, always in the top section. But that will no longer be tolerated. In less than 24 hours of purchasing this property, we had the right-of-way done for the wall. Within a couple weeks, we had broken ground. And guess what? We are going to build a mile of this wall in the next week, and we're going to be done in the next couple of weeks. So I say it with love. If you want to get it done and you want to get it fast, Texas knows how to do it right and put a woman in charge. So we will continue to fight to ensure that our state remains a beacon of hope, justice, and dignity for all who call Texas home. To quote Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, we are witness to the greatest sin of the modern era, the hundreds of thousands of missing migrant children and the horror they must be experiencing. But the second greatest sin of the modern era is allowing repeat offenders back out onto our streets, permitting them to commit heinous crimes against our sons and daughters. Take, for example, the loss of our own children, like Jocelyn Nungary, Laken Riley, and Elizabeth Medina. No longer will the rape and murder of our sons and daughters be tolerated. We are completely united with President Trump to rid our country of illegal, violent criminals. As many of you are aware, I have extended an offer to President Trump and incoming border czar, Tom Homan, to use this 1,400-acre property to construct a facility for the processing, detention, and coordination effort of what will be the largest deportation of violent criminals in our nation's history. A facility here will be the final stop for processing before these violent criminals are deported. This will reduce the burden on our local jails and keep our Texas children safer. President Trump and Mr. Homan, I meant it when I said that I will do everything in my power to help this administration. And that is why I'm announcing our offer has been extended beyond this property. At this time, I'd like to bring up Jocelyn Nungary's mom, Alexis, and grandmother, Jacqueline. Please help me welcome them. One here. So we have an exciting announcement. The new project that the General Land Office is going to embark in that I have created is the Jocelyn Initiative, in which we will locate appropriate land under my jurisdiction to lease for the construction of violent criminal deportation facilities. My office has identified several of our properties and is standing by ready to make this happen on day one of the Trump presidency. We are going to do everything in our power to ensure no other parent has to feel the pain that Alexis and Jacqueline are feeling right now. We have seen what happens when sanctuary cities release illegal immigrants back onto the streets. The monsters who took the life of Jocelyn had been caught in El Paso, but were soon let out and made their way to Houston and committed an unspeakable crime. Another example is the tragic case of Laken Riley, whose murderers have been arrested multiple times, including for endangering a child. Time and time again, he was released and went on to rape and murder another American daughter. This stops now. With the help of our local, state, and now, after 4 years, our federal partners, we can continue to deal major blows to the cartel's influence over South Texas. By working together, we will significantly reduce illegal immigration, end the trafficking of deadly drugs, and keep Texas families safe. I'm Dr. Dawn Buckingham, your Texas Land Commissioner. I love my job. I love every inch of this state, and I am committed to keeping it safe and prosperous for the future. Please help me welcome Alexis to the stadium for some time.
Hello, everybody. I really appreciate Mrs. Buckingham to allow me the opportunity to have me and my mom here to speak in honor of Jocelyn, who is no longer here anymore. It means the world to me to know that Jocelyn has touched millions of hearts, millions of people she's never met. And every day it's a struggle. Every day it's hard. Some days are easier than others, but it never takes away the fact that she's not here anymore due to heinous people who were let in this country to do what they did to her. As much as I wish I could change the past and take it back and even take her place, I can't do that, and everything happens for a reason, and there's a reason I'm up here and standing and speaking, because my goal is to get justice for Jocelyn, but to make a change for every other child in this state, in this nation, to not have any more families go through what me and my family are going through. We can make change, and we can do and make a difference. And Jocelyn's voice was ripped away from her, unfortunately, but mine is still here. So I will forever, for as long as I live and breathe, forever shout her name, say her name, and do whatever I can in my power to make her death prevail and have way bigger purpose than what it has ever became. Thank you.
I'm Jackie. I'm Jocelyn's grandmother. I was her Mimi. What started off as my beautiful girl, as our family, has now become everybody's beautiful girl. And the outpouring of support and love that we have received, I could not have never fathomed. You know, my baby always talked about wanting to be famous, and her name is everywhere now. And we're going to do right by her, make sure her legacy lives on. And Ms. Buckingham, thank you for this honor and allowing us to be part of this, because this shows we're taking back power, we're taking back our peace, and we're taking back hope, so that no other families have to go through what our families go through, because this should have never happened. Those monsters should have never been here. And I'm looking forward to the future, because we didn't have a future. And now, hopefully, it'll become brighter, and we can just continue living through Jocelyn and make sure her legacy just lives on. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. I think they deserve another round of applause. I tell you what, the strength of a mom is incalculable, right? And how much we love our babies. And that's what we're really here today about, is protecting our babies from the violent criminals that are coming across and keep being released back out into the public. Next, for comments, I'd like to have the spokesperson and National Vice President of the National Border Patrol Council, Chris Cabrera. Please help me welcome.
Good morning. My name is Chris Cabrera. I'm Vice President for the National Border Patrol Council. You know, the stories we've heard are all too common. They're happening quicker and quicker, and unfortunately, this administration has made stuff like this possible and more common. Something needs to be done. It's unfortunate that we've gotten to this stage, but thankfully, we have a new administration coming back into the White House, and we can get back to work. You know, the men and women that I represent are ready to get back to work. We're ready to work with this new administration and take back what belongs to this country and get this job done. We're ready. I know the state of Texas has done great things. They've stepped up and done what the federal government has failed to do. As a federal employee, it's kind of a thorn in my side. It's kind of embarrassing that the state has to come in and do our job, But as a Texan, I'm very proud to see that the governor has stepped in and done what needed to be done. And you can always tell he's doing the right thing when the administration is trying to stop him, trying to sue him for doing what should have been done in the first place. But rest assured, the men and women that I represent will be ready come January 20th to get back to work and do what we need to do to get it done. Thank you.
And next, this person needs no introduction, this shy introvert. No, I'm just teasing. Congressman Chip Roy, come join us up here.
Well, good morning, everybody. Had to check what time of day it is. Dawn, thank you. Thanks for your leadership. Thanks for what you're doing, bringing this great group of Texans and the leaders and the state legislature from down South Texas and across the state so that America can see, and all the people that are watching the news can see, that Texas takes this seriously. Obviously, we are thankful to the Lord Almighty that there's help on the way in January. But Texas has been the state that has stood in the breach. And it is 12, 13, 14 now $1 billion later. And we've got some work to do in D.C., I got to tell you, and make sure that Texas gets paid back. Because Texas shouldn't have had to do the job. Texas shouldn't have had to do the job that Chris pointed out. The guys at Border Patrol, the guys at ICE, they all wanted to do their job. Let's be very clear why we're here. We're here because the Biden administration, still in office, still in power, still the United States, has utterly refused to do his job to secure the border, purposely, intentionally, and has released millions of people onto the streets of this country, including dangerous criminals, people who are known or suspected terrorists, and as a result, Americans have died, and Americans are dying. That is why President Trump was swept into office. That is why Republicans were given the trifecta in Washington. That is why the legislature is growing here in Texas, and it is now why it is our duty, our job, to get the job done in January. No excuses. I don't want to hear one excuse from any Republican across this great country about why we don't do our job to secure the border of the United States and, yes, deport the millions of people that were released unlawfully and, frankly, purposely into the United States. That's our job, and we ought to do it. One final point I want to make and why I came down here. I've gotten to know Alexis over the last several months. I just want everybody to put in perspective and think that it's mid-late November. It was just 4 months ago that she lost her daughter. Just a little over 4 months ago. And I met Alexis when she came to testify at a House Judiciary Committee hearing. And it was one of the more courageous testimonies I've ever seen and witnessed since I've been in Washington and in politics. And she sat there in front of the House Judiciary Committee and she testified. And some of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle wanted to diminish the testimony. And then some people who were running campaigns wanted to diminish that Alexis was willing to speak out and speak out about the actual political reality of what this election was about. And I can't say enough what an inspiration she's been, and how much you are truly honoring your daughter by doing what you're doing to stand up, to do what is right for our country. We sat in the back of the House Judiciary Committee room and sat in the back conference room and talked for a while. And we talked about her history, her family's history, coming to this country and wanting to live the American dream, but do it the right way, to follow the law, to not look for handouts or for government to do something, but to come here because that's why migrants want to come here. They come here for the rule of law. They come here so you can achieve the American dream, not to have government walk away from both of those things, the rule of law and making sure that we're not giving out handouts and things that undermine what it means to succeed in this country. We talked about that. And I'm just deeply appreciative of Alexis and her mom for being here today and being here with Dawn. And I'll just close with this. This country is only as good as our respect for its sovereignty and who we are as a people. The vice president-elect, J.D. Vance, who's a friend of mine, likes to remind people that when people say that America is an idea, that's not enough. We're not just an idea. We're a nation. We're a nation of people, a nation of communities, a nation of laws. And we're brought together to carry out the American dream I was talking about before for our kids and our grandkids. And you can't do that if you undermine our sovereignty as a people. And people say, well, just deport the criminals. Well, hold on a second. We had people in this administration lawlessly dumping people into this country. We have now 51.5 million foreign-born, the highest percentage we've ever had in our country's history. We've got to take a step back and remember that we've got to protect this country and make sure that it will exist for generations to come. And you do that by securing it with physical structures, but also enforcement of the law. We must, and this is to all my colleagues in Washington, as I said before, no excuses. We must pass permanent changes to law. We must make it to where no president can ever do what this president has done to this country. We must reverse the damage of the Biden administration. We must stand up, particularly the Texas delegation, and defend this state, along with the great people in the Texas legislature, our great land commissioner, our governor, our lieutenant governor, and all the great people of this state. It's an honor to serve. It's an honor to be here. Thank you, Dawn. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Congressman. Thank you all for joining us. May God bless Texas. Take care.
So again, for one-on-one interview questions, if y'all want to line up along this fence here, we can pull you guys in one by one. Thank you.
There we go, folks. Is that the end? Well, what do you think about that? Those that were watching that, what do you think about that? Any thoughts on that press conference? Any thoughts? Our poll was interesting. I'm just going to show you the result of the poll for those that haven't been able to see it. I'll bring the poll up on the screen. It was pretty divided in terms of the results of the poll. So just give me 1 second. I'll be able to bring it up on the screen. But yeah, do let us know what you think about that press conference and what was discussed there on the just then when we saw that live in Texas for the Trump the land that they're building, or they want to build the Trump Detention Center on. Just going to bring the poll on the screen. 1 sec. Here's our poll. This was our poll on the live, if you can see that here. So yeah, pretty even in terms of the results. Trump detention centers and mass deportations are a good or bad event for America. 43% said good, 26% said bad, and 31% said not sure, just concerned. So thank you for voting in that poll. Interesting result, very kind of even there, pretty even. But also, yeah, thank you to the mods who have been here tonight. I really appreciate it. Well, this morning, if you're in Texas, but thank you to Mud and David and any other mods that have been here. Thank you to everyone that's joined us today. Please do join us again if you want. We go live quite regularly at the moment. There's been discussion in the media in terms of concerns over the mass deportation plan, over what they say here could be the impact on Texas immigrant workforce. ABC is quite left-wing, is it? I'm not in the US, but obviously you have to bear in mind kind of where they're coming from. Governor Abbott to tour Texas border with Trump's border czar pick. So that's today. We didn't see him on there, did we? Governor Abbott on there. We didn't see him. Homan and Abbott will begin their tour at a Texas military base along the banks of the Rio Grande. Border officials say migrant crossings are down thanks to seasonal trends. Priorities for the mass deportation operation are public safety threats and national security threats, Homan said. He'll be visiting National Guard soldiers and troopers stationed on the border. It's well known for trafficking. I can't say that on YouTube. It has for generations been a place where cartels have elected youths to smuggle lots of drugs. In that same well-known area, Texas Land Commissioner Dawn Buckingham is hosting a border wall construction kickoff event, which is what we just saw. Buckingham is offering a 1,400-acre ranch to the incoming Trump administration for, quote, mass deportation facilities. We think it's so important for our communities to shut down this trafficking, this mass migration of illegal immigrants, to get our community safe again, she said. Homan has promised drastic changes in US border security, including mass deportations on day one of the Trump administration. So there we go. This is really just the update that we've been giving here. I hope you enjoyed it. These are our licensed live streams. We don't steal anything here. We pay for these. You know, these are all professional and live links that we have. So if you want to support the channel, please do subscribe. Click all notifications to see when we go live each time. And also, if you can become a channel member now, which is in the video description. That also helps support the cost of running it. I hope you all enjoyed this live, and I hope it was informative for you to see the latest in these developments. And of course, we'll be going live every time there's something to cover. And as I'm sure you're aware, there will be a lot of things over the next few months, I'm pretty sure. I mean, for a kickstart of that, you've got January with the inauguration, which I'm pretty sure we'll be able to cover and show on here. So if you want to come here and watch different live events and join in the chat with other people, we cover a variety of topics in terms of the times we're in. So if you want to come and join in, please do. It's great to have you with us. And if you haven't liked the video, please do that for us if you don't mind. That really helps us to get the algorithms and get the video out there. So I hope this was informative, folks, and see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.